Good evening and welcome. My name is Todd Caruso, and on behalf of the Governmental Relations Committee, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Livingston Parish Chambers Candidate event. We look forward to hosting these events to allow those seeking public service the opportunity to get their message out, because we want the business community, when they go to the polls, to be an informed voter. And I didn't say it, we just kind of gave them the rundown, but I didn't tell them that then, but we know running for public office is not for the faint of heart. So the first thing I want to do is thank those and have everyone give a round of applause to those that are running. It truly is a public service office, and sometimes it may feel thankless, but we do appreciate your willingness to serve. And so I also want to thank our sponsor tonight, Acadian Ambulance. So we're going to start with those candidates that are seeking office for the Livingston Parish Council. And so if you can make your way back over where we discussed that you're going to line up, while you're doing that, I'll kind of give the audience a little bit of a rundown. What we're going to do is, because there were so many of those candidates on the ballots, we wanted to at least allow each of them to have an opportunity to give you a little bit of information about themselves and why they're running. So we're going to start with District 1, and then we're going to proceed through Districts 2 through the remaining districts. The candidates will come up in alphabetical order unless there is an incumbent. The incumbent will then come last. But the candidates will have 2 minutes, and so they know that there's a timer here with a 30-second notice. And guys, just so you know, it is kind of hard to see with the lights, so just kind of be mindful of that, but we really just want you to have the opportunity to get your message. So with that, I'm going to welcome the first candidate from District 1.
Good evening, and I want to thank Miss April for allowing me this opportunity to come and address all you fine people tonight. I'm Trevor Dunlap. I am running to represent the great people and business owners of District 1. Just to give you a little foresight of my background, I have worked for the Livingston Parish School Board for the last 4 years. I get up every day and I drive a bus for the great community in Watson. I see kids each and every morning and each and every afternoon. I have dedicated the last 4 years of my life to that. I volunteer as a substitute school teacher in that community as well. I love my community, and that's one of the many reasons I am running. My family has lived in District 1, right on our family compound for 90 years now. We have led a church that my grandfather started, and you know, the many trials and tribulations of a church, many people don't see it, but we see people at their best and we see people at their worst. My great-grandfather who started the church was also what we call a register now, but he would get people out to the polls. So my family is not a stranger to this community, and I'm looking forward to running, representing the people in my district and the business owners, and let's see some business growth in this area to keep our kids that are graduating from our great schools here at home. And I hope that I can secure your vote this election. Thank you.
Good evening. I want to first start by thanking the Chamber for allowing us to come and speak. And I've been to several engagements throughout the parish, and I'm only representing District 2 in the northwest sector of the parish. And my name is Kyle Parker. For those that haven't met me, you don't know me, I've served 27 years as a board member for the district for the sewer for Livingston Parish. And one of our goals was to try to get safety and health back in the parish. And of course, when I started then, we were very depressed, and we've grown quite a bit. I'm married. My wife is Mona. She's retired from the parish, 30 years as a school teacher. She taught at Southside Elementary. And a quick story about that in the campaigning and walking and knocking on doors. I met a young lady, she was probably in her mid-30s, and she says, "Hey, are you Miss Parker's son?" And I said, "We've been around too long, Mona." I said, "I got accused of being your son." So kind of gives you an idea of what we've done for the parish, and we've got skin in the game. And as a public servant, I want to thank each and every one of you candidates that are running out here. I know we have to go through a lot of trial and error, and we got to hear a lot of backlashing. So I commend you for your fight. We're almost there, gang. And I just want to let you know it's been tough for everybody, and nobody said this was going to be an easy walk, but I commend you for doing that. And the reason I'm running for District 2 council seat is because I'm concerned for our citizens. I've been a public servant for those 27 years. I got out in 2017. I sat back for a bit, and I wanted to just get back involved again. So this is my time to represent the public, the business owners of the parish, and I'm looking forward to being your next councilman for District 2. Thank you.
My name is Allie Castle, and I am a current candidate for Council District 3. I want to first thank the Chamber for coming up with this prompt. Helping businesses really hasn't come up a lot in discussions about the council and things like that. You know, we're all kind of focused on other things, whether it's, you know, parish-wide drainage, animal control, things like that. But I really did focus a lot on my Leadership Livingston program when it came to thinking of ideas that I thought would be able to help the businesses in our parish. Because let's face it, y'all, we're a unique parish. We have our own charms and challenges. We're not Ascension Parish sitting on the Mississippi River. We're not the capital. We aren't Tangy, full of students willing, you know, looking for part-time work without any incentives. However, what we are is a parish full of untapped potential. Our public schools are some of the highest ranked in the states. We even have a few that have technical programs and many innovative ideas. Our commitment to our community is unmatched. The Livingston Parish that I know has always come together when one of our own was in need. Our people are truly our greatest assets. Unlike our neighboring parishes, we have the opportunity to carve out a future for Livingston Parish that's not shaped by the industries that we have inherited, but to have innovative and collaborative approaches that we get to choose now. We've witnessed the pivotal role that strategic developments have played in the past. Projects like Bass Pro, financed through a TIF, not only shaped our current economic activity, but led to the massive growth in our retail sector. Getting the 30 seconds, which also led to the development of Juban Crossing. Our focus moving forward shouldn't be to become stagnant or to emulate our neighboring parishes, but to harness our unique strengths and strategically deploy our initiatives to spur business growth, employment, and enhance the quality of life for all. Let's revitalize the Livingston Parish Economic Council into its previous version of a more aggressive self, but this time to attract industry sectors that can diversify our parish's economy. Thank you all for allowing me to speak.
It is bright. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Brian Ross, candidate for Council District 3. I'm married, 24-year school teacher, 4 grown children, 15 grandchildren, business owner here in Denham Springs, the city of Denham Springs, 18 years, IT business. This is what my whole campaign is about. I'm going to reverberate a lot what I've said before and make it very clear. There's 3 main points, okay? 1, no to carbon capture. I will fight that. Wherever I can, I will not let the parish be sold out for money. I won't do it. I won't cave to that. 2, enforce strict building codes. I think we're done with that. Strict building codes are wonderful. They must be enforced. And most importantly, the 3rd thing, but foremost, the bedrock, the foundation of everything that I believe in is bringing, and I've said this before, bringing conservative Republican legislation back to the parish as a whole body. And that is, I think with that alone, like I said, I'm repeating myself as before, but as I said the other night, but it's the same and hasn't changed. I honestly believe that if everybody would work together, it went by fast. Anyway, but anyway, that's it. Brian Ross, candidate for District 3, Parish Council. I need your vote. I appreciate your vote. A vote for me will be a vote for action. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Billy Taylor. I'd like to thank the Livingston Chamber for inviting me here tonight. I know that I said I wasn't going to be here and then ended up making it happen, so they ran through and hurry up and got me on the list. I was born and raised here in Livingston Parish. After graduating high school, I left and joined the military, where I served as a medevac crew chief for 8 years, 2 deployments in Afghanistan. Whenever I got out of the Army, I became a road team supervisor for modifications of Blackhawks, and now I am a data analyst for the government. What I'm running on is I want to make Livingston Parish and keep Livingston Parish beautiful, safe for our kids. I also want to clamp down on these mega developments that we've got going on. They're growing every day. We put in a moratorium. We got it approved until the new council comes in, and my plan is, if I get elected, that we're going to put a stronger moratorium to slow down this building and put our infrastructure back into place. We grew 55% in 20 years. I have not seen 55% of infrastructure grown in this parish. Also, I'd be looking to seek for grants. There's billions of dollars in grants throughout the government to improve our road system. We need to be going after that. It shouldn't take 30 minutes to get 7 miles to the interstate all through Denham Springs. Another thing that I'd like to fix is the drainage. I think we need a better drainage plan. We need to get into the council, make a drainage plan so we can fix this drainage, clean our ditches, and get water to where it needs to go. Thank you. Billy Taylor, Livingston Parish Council, District 3.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Scooter Keene, and I'm currently the councilman in District 3. Me and my wife, Kay, have embarked on this endeavor 8 years ago because we wanted to give back to our community, and we have. I have 3 wonderful children, 2 great grandchildren, and they're just amazing kids. I've kind of been torn on what I wanted to say up here. Everybody wants infrastructure. Most of the infrastructure that we do is parish roads. All the things we really need is state and federal help. And our legislators, whoever they may be, will work with us, and we'll work with them to get this done. I'm really looking forward to working under a new parish president, whoever it may be. We'll work together and get everything we can for Livingston Parish and the people who live here. I hear about drainage. District 3's drainage is amazing. We do have a couple, 2 or 3 problem spots that, working with the parish president and DPW and Mr. Sam, we are going to fix those in the next 4 years. You just have to get the funding to get it done. I don't really know what else I want to say. So roads, we got major roads in my district in the last 3 years. We've had Dunn Road. We're doing Linder Road, an MPO project next year. Eden Church Road. Roundabout will come in this year in 24, and so will Linder Road will be overlaid just like Dunn Road. So it's going to be great to be able to travel and make it much safer on everybody. I just hope that everybody realizes how important this next election is going to be. In less than 2 weeks, guys, we got to get out and go vote. Get your families to go vote. Whoever they vote for, it doesn't matter as long as they go vote. Exercise your right. I'm Scooter Keene. I'm asking for your vote and your support on October 14th. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you to the Chamber for having us here. Thank you all for being here. I'm Shelly Taylor. I'm running for Parish Council District 4. I am not a career politician. I do feel a need, however, to serve my community. I've been living in Denham Springs all of my 57 years, been married 34 years to my wife, who is absolutely killing it on the campaign trail. We have 2 married daughters, 2 son-in-laws, and 4 grandbabies, all of which are also residents of Denham Springs. I'm not going to do a deep dive into the issues. Everybody here knows what the issues are with the development and the drainage and the zoning. I do, however, invite you to come join my Facebook page, Shelly Taylor, Parish Council District 4, where we're putting out videos every few days talking about the issues. I do want to make sure you understand that I'm not anti-development. I am, however, anti-irresponsible development. We have got to get this under control. It's affecting our schools. It's affecting our kids. It's affecting the police departments, the fire departments, the EMS. All this mega development has got to be fixed, and I look forward to working with the new council should I be fortunate enough to be elected. So thank you very much for having us. Again, my name is Shelly Taylor, Parish Council District 4, and I humbly ask for your prayers, your support, and your vote on October 14th. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
My name is John Wascom, and I am currently the parish councilman for District 4. I'll try to be very quickly. In 1981, I went to work for the City of Denham Springs Water Department, installing water meters, and in 1995, got elected to the Denham Springs City Council for 16 years, and of that, 12 years I worked closely as a liaison with the Denham Springs Water Department, learning the intricacies of elevated water towers, deep water wells that go 2,000 feet below the surface of the earth to get quality drinking water and bring it to the residents of Denham Springs. When I got there, we had one 250,000 gallon tank elevated right there by the railroad tracks in Denham. Before I left, we had a 500,000 gallon tank down on Pete's Highway by the interstate, which most of you may see, and we have now $1 million gallon. Before I left, we had a million gallon tank down by South Point, down on 16, down Pete's Highway. So I said that to say this: if there's anything government could do, is we've got to continue and build our infrastructure. Quality water is a necessity. And I said that to say this, because just a month and a half ago, at the Livingston Parish Council, we had some residents from Marpaw and French Settlement came and with jugs of water out of their tap, and it was chocolate milk. I'm telling you, it was nasty. And they'd taken baths, and they were just complaining to the council. Being raised in Denham Springs my whole life, I took clean water as a granted. This is just one of the things. So I want to talk. I only have 30 seconds now. So I want to say this. Whoever's elected in those districts, I commit to you to use the experience and the knowledge that I have to improve the water quality in those areas for this parish. It's a shame that we have areas in Livingston Parish with poor water quality. So 30 seconds is up, but again, that doesn't talk about the fire protection that's needed from an elevated water tower. So again, my name is John Wascom. Thank you so much, Council District 4.
Hello, I'm John Mangus, and I'm running for Parish Council, District 6. And if you don't know me, you're probably not from District 6, because I've walked every district, every precinct in the district, and I've got to meet wonderful people. People talk about politics being negative. It has been a wonderful experience for me. Even not the dog bite notwithstanding that I had to go see the doctor for, it didn't matter. The people is what mattered. And Livingston Parish has the people. We have the schools, we have the churches, we have the law enforcement officers, EMT, thank you Acadian, thank you Chamber of Commerce. We have the small businesses. We just need to develop that. But we need to have development that's done correctly, ordinances that will stick, enforcement that's done right and fairly and justly. We need to develop our small businesses. We need to develop our entrepreneurs. And we need to protect our landowners. and protect the resources that we have. I've looked at many different parishes and their ordinances, and we just need to enforce what we have, as well as following the planner and doing a better job. I took the Capital Region Planning Commission's class, and that was taught by Stephen Villavasso. That was really good. I learned a lot. There's a lot more to learn. I just want to say that my name is John Mangus. I'm running for Parish Council, District 6. Please vote, hopefully for me. God bless.
Good evening. I too would like to thank our award-winning Livingston Parish Chamber of Commerce for putting on this event. And if you're a business owner here and you are not a member of the chamber, you need to see April Weirs before you leave here tonight. I'm Travis Tharp. I'm candidate for the Livingston Parish Council, District 6. I'm a 44-year resident of District 6. This is my first time running for office. And on the campaign trail, there's been some fantastic things like meeting incredible families who invite you in to eat supper with them. There's been some not so fun things like driving signposts down in what's essentially concrete earth while being eaten up by fire ants. And I've also learned some things like, for instance, I've always wondered why my pictures don't turn out very well. And when you do this sort of thing, you take headshots and you have photo ops and you take pictures with constituents, and that's given me enough photos to kind of look through and try to assess, like, what is the problem, like, why are my pictures so bad? So is it the exposure? Is it the lighting? Is it we didn't frame the subject correct? Well, it turns out it's just my face. And speaking of unfortunate things, Livingston Parish is in the middle of a bunch of crises. Our rapid growth has caused us to outrun our infrastructure. And we've got a crisis with traffic. We've got a crisis, with road repair. Our schools are overpopulated. We have drainage issues. Speaking of population, we have a population density issue. We need to take the population from the parish and move these things to the places where it would be appropriate instead of putting down where we don't have infrastructure. On October 14th, you're going to elect a new parish president and you're going to elect a new parish council. They're going to in their 4 years, they're going to address these issues. And they're going to make some decisions, and right or wrong, they're going to affect how we live in this parish for a generation. We need to pick people who have the right skill set to build out coalitions to get the work done. We need to elect the qualified people who already have who already have coalitions with parish, state, and federal delegations to get the money that we need for the parish. I'm Travis Tharp. I appreciate your vote. I'm District 6 Council. Thank you.
Wow, they said the light was going to be bright. They are correct. So thank y'all for being here tonight. Thank you to Acadian Ambulance. I was on the fire service in 1983 and witnessed them coming into our parish and changing our medical response to a positive in many, many ways. And the effort that they put forth along with the fire departments and the teamwork that they have is very comforting from my standpoint and my family, and it should be for yours. Also, I'd like to thank the Chamber. The Chamber, for those of you that may not know, need to look into it a little bit. It does some amazing things for our business owners and is one of the best chambers, in my opinion, but also they have the awards to show it that in the time frame that I've been around, they have done leaps and bounds in supporting businesses in this parish, and that's what we need. Somebody referenced Bass Pro and the TIF. It's things like that with the Jubilee Crossing that our council needs to get behind, as I've done in the past, to try to give it a catalyst, along with the chamber and things of that nature, bring more business in a community where our residents can stay here. And that being said, that's kind of happening now. Our responsibility coming in is to continue that and then try to get a handle on all the problems that we're having. I'm looking forward to working with all the council. We have a lot of diversity, and we have a lot of people that have a great amount of energeticness to, is that a word, energeticness? They have a lot of energy, and I'm hoping that once October 14th comes and goes, that we hit the ground running. And hit the ground running doesn't mean in January, people. We're way behind. Hit the ground running means the following Monday. It means the following Monday we need to start visiting our legislators and things of that nature, introducing ourselves as a group, things of that nature. I'm hoping to be your next council member for District number 7. My name is Ricky Goff. Don't know if I said that before, but my name is Ricky Goff, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank y'all.
Hello, I'm Kenny Bayhi. I'm running for a councilman in District 8. Normally I'm walking when I'm talking, but I'm going to try to get this done right. So about 12 years ago, my wife Jill and I, we moved to Killian, Louisiana. I get reminded of that constantly. I'm not from here. I get it. I'm not from here, but I chose to live here. Some people are born here. Some people chose to. Could have lived anywhere. This is where I chose to be. It's where we chose to be. So tagline on my campaign is experience matters. And we had to find that. A couple of years ago, I got fortunate enough to become an alderman in Killian. And I knew a lot of stuff that wasn't true. I was very emotional about what I knew. I knew I was right. I listened to enough Patriot radio and had 8th grade civics, and I knew exactly what I was doing. But fortunately, somebody introduced me to the Larson Act, and I realized quickly there was emotion versus education. I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know how to get it done. But I had a lot of good people around me, and I learned how to build coalitions. I learned how to put people around me that knew what they were doing and I could trust. Found a great police chief, had great aldermen. And one day they said, Kenny, the mayor's going to resign. So I got appointed to be the mayor of Killian. Along that journey, I met mayors from all across this parish. I met a bunch of government officials, and I realized I knew way less than I thought I knew. And I learned from a lot of people. A lot of really good people taught me some things, and I really appreciate everything. And then one day, somebody says, Kenny, you want to get in a Livingston leadership class? Sure, I'll do that. So a recent graduate of 2023 class of Livingston leadership. So I knew a lot of stuff that wasn't true, is emotion versus education. I got to know a lot of people. I got to learn a lot of lessons, and now I'm going to put that experience to the forefront, and experience matters, and I'm asking for your vote for District 8 Parish Councilman. So.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Joe Erdey, and I run for councilman, District 9. I'm a lifelong resident of the Hungarian settlement between Albany and Springfield, born and raised there, and I've never left. Also, I'm a retired businessman of many businesses, and also 25 years as a sports official. With me being retired now was one of the main reasons, which I retired earlier this year, let me say that I would have, not only that I want to do this job and do it right, I have the time to go out there and do it right. So retirement created that, and I decided to run. So also my platforms are things like, I'm against major residential subdivisions just cropping up. I think we should build according to the lay of the land. I think what we can fit in, not just throw it in on top of each other. So we have to measure that out and make sure we build accordingly, not just build because. Also, I don't know what position I'll have with that carbon capture over there, but District 9 will fight for that. And I want to say that's part of my thoughts on just trying to support the whole parish fighting carbon copy out there, capture rather in the lake. Now, one of the things, I'm kind of centralized in my district, and that's good, because I'm a kind of guy that if you call me and say I'm stopped up, my road's bad or something like that, I can be there I drove it out. Within 12 minutes, I can be somewhere. And then I'm kind of like an eyes-on, hands-on guy. So if there's a problem, I'd like to drive to it, put my eyes on it, look at it, and say, okay, I see it, take it back to the central office and discuss it, get somebody out there, let's get it fixed. So that's kind of where I stand with doing my job. I do 110% of everything I ever did in my life. I thank y'all.
Good evening. I'm DeWayne Harmon, running for Livingston Parish Council, District 9. I'm a lifelong resident of District 9. I have 38 years of industrial construction experience. I recently retired 2 years ago. I've operated business units in excess of $130 million annually. Single contracts up to $75 million. And I'm not saying that just to tout my accomplishments. God's been very blessing to me in that. But we have 6 new council positions that's going to come on at a minimum. We need experience. We need someone with be able to go out to get things done. You know, technology and resources today are so available to us out there. We've got to be able to access that and you know, put it in works with us here at Livingston Parish for what works for all of us. You know, District 9 is a unique district. We have 10 different voting precincts, and I would dare to say that out of all 10 voting precincts, there's 10 different diverse groups that live in those precincts. So we have to be able to adapt. We have to be able to adjust on the move. And I'm very confident from my past life and my career experience that I will be an advantage to the Livingston Parish Council for the District 9 residents and for the parish as a whole. We need to be able to work with the Parish President's office. You know, I've tried to develop a rapport with Mr. Randy and with Mr. Ard because it's imperative that the council works with the Parish President's office, works together. You know, that's a group of 10. And in order for us to be successful, we're going to have to get along and understand what the important things are for the parish and put that first without compromising what's best for our district, each one of the council members' districts. So again, I thank the Livingston Parish Chamber for allowing us to come here to speak. I appreciate you listening to me, and I just ask for your support and your vote for me, for District 9, for Livingston Parish Council. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Summer Smith, and I'm a candidate for council for District 9. And I'm not going to sit up here and just repeat basically what everybody else said, because they've touched on some really great things tonight. We need to look at the development and the infrastructure for sure, and there's a lot of us that are concerned about the carbon capture. I know that's one of the reasons why I started running, because we need to find industry that is safe for our parish, and we also need to grow safely as well. Thank you very much. Summer Smith, Council for District 9.
Thank you again to all of those that are willing to serve and are running for the parish council. At this time, we are pleased to have both of the candidates that are running for the Livingston Parish Sheriff, and we'll begin with Mr. McMasters, and then we'll have Mr. Ard follow. They'll each have 3 minutes.
How's everybody doing today? Man, I got a great new appreciation for anybody that runs for a campaign, runs for office in Livingston Parish. But with that said, it's awesome. It's been fun. It's been an experience. I encourage every red-blooded American out there in the parish that if you believe in change, step up to the plate, throw your name in the hat, and fight for what you believe in. So with that said, you've heard my plans over the past 100 days of what I want to do when elected sheriff of Livingston Parish, how we're going to protect in every ounce of energy, resource, and everything we can do to protect our children in this parish from predators. That's number one. Number two, the same thing with our elderly and the financial crimes that are just overtaking them, people trying to steal their whole livelihoods and everything they work for. You've heard me talk about how we're going to protect the streets. The biggest thing I want to hit on today with the 3 minutes that I have is we have to have a greater team mentality in this parish. As a Special Forces Green Beret, that's what we live by, the 12 brothers on a team. watching each other's backs. And I want to bring that same mentality to Livingston Parish with the citizens of Livingston Parish by educating the citizens. By educating the citizens on crimes against children, the bullying on social media, the crimes against the elderly. I want to collectively bring in educational seminars for the citizens of the parish monthly, weekly, via social media, YouTube, you name it. We have to think outside the box because crime evolves. It's always evolving. We got to stay 2-3 steps ahead and do everything we can to make that happen. So I'm bringing that team mentality to Livingston Parish. I thank you all for your support over the past 100 days. Keep up the pressure, keep up the work, keep up everything. October 14th is the day. Early voting is going on right now, September 30th through October 7th. Let's get it done, get out there and vote. The other big thing I want to talk about too is I want to bring in our team of highly subject matter expert individuals to utilize our tax dollars to equip the citizens with the things they need to combat all these issues in the parish. I really appreciate your support. I appreciate your vote. Let's get it done on October 14th. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Jason Ard. I've been here at the Sheriff's Office for 30 years. The last 12, I've been honored to be your sheriff. Livingston Parish has grown tremendously. I'll tell you how much the Sheriff's Office has grown. When I took over in 2012, we had right at 200 deputies. Today, we have 358. And I'm very proud of what we've accomplished. We have $115 million worth of business activity coming through that office each and every year. And since you've elected me sheriff, every single year, we have had a clean audit. Every single year. Matter of fact, the last 4 years, we have actually seized national recognition and award for perfect finance. And I'm the only sheriff in Louisiana to ever receive that. We spend your taxpayer dollars wisely. And because of that, we're able to do a lot of things. One, crime. Everybody's concerned about crime, and you should be. We have a drug abuse problem in this parish, and we take it head on. I've created many divisions and beefed up a lot of other divisions because all crime matters. We've already seized over $5 million of illegal narcotics off the streets of Livingston Parish. $20 million of stolen property recovered and returned to the citizens of Livingston Parish. We work hard every day to make Livingston Parish a safe place to live, work, and raise your family. We've created a brand new training facility. I put a lot of effort in this. People say, well, why do you get a training center? Well, we need one. These deputies deserve it. Plus, we can retain our deputies. These deputies work really hard and they deserve the best, and we give them the best. We don't want to lose them to another agency. And we can bring people here, and we do that. We bring them here to train these deputies, and they have the most highest training available. But the most important thing is our children. When you elected me in 2011, I took office in 2012, I brought in the first school resource officer to the Sheriff's Office. Today we have 16 school resource officers. We also have created a school safety detail. And it's so important that we have that. I know some of you have rode around the parish. You might have been in Dental Springs and seen a Walker officer sitting in the school. Or maybe you were in Springfield and seen Albany. Or maybe you even seen Albany and Livingston, or Livingston maybe down in Springfield. We work together with our local law enforcement to make sure our kids are safe each and every day. We have 52 sites, 47 with kids. It's a lot of responsibility, but it's something we take pride in. I was born and raised here in Livingston Parish. I'm very proud of what we've accomplished at the Sheriff's Office, and I take pride in this parish, and I appreciate our current elected officials who are in office today and what they fight for each and every day. We can't do this by ourselves. We have to have a good working relationship. And you will have a few people that you're going to elect, some new people in the council, a new parish president, and whoever it is, the Sheriff's Office will work with. I'm Jason Ard, and I am honored to be your sheriff. My wife and I have been here for our whole life, and we've raised our kids here. So with that, thank you, God bless you, and have a good night.
Thank you to both of you guys. And would next like to invite the candidates running for our parish president to the stage. While they approach the stage and while we kind of move the lectern and clean up the area for them, I'll kind of give you a little bit of the format. What we're going to do is each of these candidates is going to have the opportunity to introduce themselves for 2 minutes. Mr. Ard will go first, followed by Mr. Delatte. I will then ask 5 questions. Each will rotate. Mr. Delatte will get the first question, and then we'll rotate each question after that. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to answer, and then the candidate that did not get the question first will then have his 2 minutes to address that same question as well. Finally, we'll allow them to close and have another opportunity to have 2 minutes to be able to recap or touch on anything that they weren't able to speak to during the question and answer session. Okay, guys, if you guys are ready, I'm going to let y'all go ahead and take your seat, and each of you have a mic. Mr. R, you have a mic. Just kind of tap. All right, let's make sure they're on. You give that one.
Test. At one time in my older days, I was a DJ, so I gave the mic to the wrong guy.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ard.
All right, y'all ready? My name's Jeff Ard. I've lived in Livingston Parish my whole life. This is all I've known, and I can remember a time when you used to kind of hang your head a little bit when you announced that you was from Livingston Parish, but I proudly stand tall when I introduce that I'm from Livingston Parish now, and I'm proud to say that I'm helping Livingston Parish move forward. I've been married for 28 years. I have 2 wonderful children. I have a daughter that's a critical care nurse, and I have a son that's a process technician, and I have a beautiful granddaughter that just turned 5. And I want to make sure that everything I do protects this parish so that they will stay here just like I did and fight for this parish. I know that it's been a little some fighting going on with the council, but when you're making the changes that we're making, it's hard to agree on it. You know, me and Randy's been on the same side, we've been on opposite sides, but our end goal is to protect Livingston Parish. And I think that's what both of us wants to do here. I'm just asking that y'all give me that opportunity, and I promise you I will go to work every day. I will come to work. That's all I know how to do is get up every day and go to work. I will fight for this parish, and I will work with the council. I will work with the state reps, and I will bring a teamwork environment back to this parish so that we can fix the problems we have. Thank you.
Guys, there's a lot to say here, and we only have 2 minutes. I do have some notes with me because I have a tendency to ramble on and on and on. I want to make sure I hit some of these highlights. The first thing I want to do is give thanks and praise to the chamber. These things just don't come together the way they're coming together. That's a lot of work involved, and I truly appreciate what y'all have done to make this happen. Yep, 11 more days, this election's over with.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that a good thing? Yeah. We've been talking since February, guys, about the Big 4. We have listened to the people, and we have heard you. The people have said time and time again that they are concerned about the mega subdivisions and the adverse impacts they bring. The second thing they have told us, they are concerned about our drainage and our flooding problems here. The third thing they have told us is to fix the traffic and the infrastructure. And the fourth thing is the funding of the Animal Control Department. So we have been talking about these 4 things, and each candidate that comes up here continues to talk about these 4 things. The leadership of our people that we're going to elect, whether it's Jeff or myself or the other councilman, they're going to work on these things. But I think it takes more than words. I think the actions of our campaign has already given the voice of power back to the people. I see more participation of the people out there in the audience. And those people is what makes us work for you. Because if you don't participate, we just see the developers, we just see the surveyors, we see the engineers, we see all the outside interests, special interest people. We just, and that's who we have a tendency to listen to. When people participate and they say, this is what we want, these are the problems, we want solutions, then that's what we have to do. Thank y'all.
Can we get some sunglasses up here?
I warned you. It caught me by surprise as well. So thank you, gentlemen. So what we'll do now is Mr. Delatte will ask you the first question. You'll have 2 minutes to respond, followed by Mr. Ard as well on the same question. So the first question. We know that there are a lot of issues, and we've heard each of you talk about some of the parish's growing pains. Our question from the chamber is, how do you plan to address the parish's growing pains?
Okay, each issue has its own unique problem. Some of it can be a finance problem. Some of it could be the location problem. The issues we're talking about is lack of planning, a lack of putting it on the front burner, a lack of kicking the can down the road. I'm going to create the parish's first drainage plan. And the way I'm going to do that is using models and expertise from people that do this. We're going to bring that drainage plan to the parish. And the parish is going to utilize the drainage plan to go get money. Okay, the $1.2 billion everybody talks about, the Watershed Initiative Program, you can't get that money without a plan. You have to have a drainage plan to be scored. Okay, it's been 3 years. Livingston Parish has not got a drop out of that budget yet. Has not got anything. We got a lot of promises, but we haven't got anything. The best we have got is this year, the city of Denham Springs, who, by the way, has a plan, has received $10 million, okay? University of Lakes and East Baton Rouge has received money. Ascension Parish has received money for New River Canal. They have a plan. So the first thing is to get a plan, okay? Everything we do, you have to have a plan, you have to be transparent in what we do, or else the people won't have.
That was for 30 seconds if you could.
30 seconds.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it said stop. I can't. I'm sorry, I thought it said stop. Anything we do in the future, if I'm elected president, fortunate enough to be the president to lead our parish forward, we will put our heads together and we're going to plan and we're going to have milestones to make sure we're reaching that goal. Thank you.
Mr. Ard, same question for you. How do you plan to address the parish's growing pains?
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is we have to finish zoning our parish. The zoning of our parish is going to dictate where certain types of development happens in our parish. You know, we can protect the country living in our parish, and that's what we need. We have certain areas that we need to protect. Zoning's going to give us that. We have a professional that we hired. We need to follow his advice. We need to take politics out of it. We need to allow this guy to do the job that we're paying him to do. And I plan on fully supporting this guy and enforcing what this guy and the council says to do. If we work together as a team and we don't have dictatorship and it's true teamwork, we can make this happen for our parish. Zoning is number one. A master plan is number two. And that's the first two things that Mr. Villavasto said to me that this parish is lacking. And I think if we do that and we start following his advice, we can move this parish in the right direction.
Mr. Ard, the second question will be for you first. Is our parish, in your opinion, moving in the right or wrong direction?
Some of both. I think we have areas that are moving in the wrong direction because the infrastructure cannot keep up with the rapid growth. But the problem with that is most of that issue of the infrastructure is its state. We need to get the state to step up. You know, a lot of these projects, if the state would just say, hey, our roads won't handle it, that would give the council what they need to say no to these developments. So we need a better working relationship with the state to help that. We do have some areas where I think we are growing in the right direction. We're doing the right things. You know, we have slowed down. We're making, you know, big lots, you know, that's comparable to what's in the areas. And like I said before, I really think zoning will bring all that together, and it will help us grow our parish the right way. And, you know, by the end of 4 years, we should be moving the whole parish in the right direction.
Mr. Delatte, same question for you. Is our parish, in your opinion, moving in the right or wrong direction?
This election will tell us. The people have spoken time and time again and has told us it's moving in the wrong direction. We have passed good legislation to protect the people. We did a density where we didn't have 8 homes to an acre. We said you can only have 2 homes to an acre. That was able to help the infrastructure and still have good affordable homes for the people we have here. Got vetoed. And we didn't have enough people on the council sitting to want to override that veto. And even though the people were up there asking for it, demanding it, the council decided not to listen to them. There's been time and after time where we use taxpayers' money to fight taxpayers. That's going in the wrong direction. We had taxpayers sue the parish because we wasn't following the laws. Then we took our attorney to fight the taxpayers to help the developer that was outside the parish to come in. That's not right. We have to help the people that's already living here, and we're not doing those things. So our parish is heading in the wrong direction, and it's up to this election to change it and put new people in place.
What is the most pressing issue facing the parish, and what are your plans to address that issue?
Most pressing issue is organization, making the right hand know what the left hand's doing. The other thing is people come to our office seeking help, seeking services, and every time they come, the rules are changed. We have to have more better trained personnel people that can work for the people of our parish. I'm looking for a word, guys, that I just got dumb. It went over the top of my head. Transparency was the word I was looking for. I'm sorry. For our government to work, it has to be transparent. I sit on the council 4 years. I am now currently the finance chairman, okay? Those 4 years I'm sitting, I don't know where the money's at. I'm asking questions. I get texts that says, yeah, come see me in the office, or look, I seen you this. I only get and receive pieces of things at a time. I can't look at the whole picture. So I see people in this audience right now that has approached me and said, look, we're trying to get public records. We're trying to find out where this money went. We're trying to find out when the dredging is going to start. No one can get any information from parish government now. So the first thing we have to do is make it transparent. We have to make it easier for people to get that information. And it doesn't mean they have to come to the Livingston Parish Courthouse or the council office or the permit office. We are going to have apps. We're going to have things that when you pull it up on your phone, kind of like Channel 2 or Channel 9 or any one of those apps, or go off and say, okay, there's a traffic jam on such and such road. We're going to make the information that people readily need on everyday available to them without them having to come to the parish office to get that.
Mr. Ard, same question. What is the most pressing issue facing the parish, and what are your plans to address that issue?
The number one thing that I hear on the campaign trail is drainage. We have to get a drainage plan. We have 4 drainage districts that do not communicate with each other. 3 of them are funded, and our largest one is an unfunded district. We have to work together to figure out a way to fund that district. We have to create a board that has someone from each one of those drainage districts so that they can start communicating to where when they start cleaning the ditch out in Watson that runs through Walker and ends up in Port Vincent, that they all work on it at the same time and we clean it from top to bottom. The drainage is absolutely number one. We have a lot of money in the state legislature that we don't go after. We need to put someone that I would call a liaison between administration and our state reps, and we need to go after that money. We need to bring it back to our parish. There's a lot of projects that we could do with that. We will work with our state reps. We will bring a parish-wide drainage plan to this parish, and we will get in front of the problems that we have been facing for years and years, and a lot of it's just because we don't do just routine maintenance in our canals. You know, I will also implement technology to where you will be able to view a map and you will be able to see which canals are being worked on, which canals are next, which canal was cleaned out last year. It will give you also a timeline of, hey, it's been a year, it's time to go look at this canal again. We shouldn't have to wait for someone to call us to say, hey, my yard's flooding every time it rains. We need to be on top of that, and technology will allow us to stay ahead of it.
Thank you. And gentlemen, we'll do something a little different for these next 2 questions. So what we're going to do is, Mr. Ard, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to have each of you address an issue or a topic that either I didn't ask or you don't think has been addressed adequately that you think is important in this election and as your future role as Parish President if you were to win. So Mr. Ard, we'll start with you, and then following that, Mr. Delatte can address that topic, and then we'll do the same for him.
Animal control. Animal control has been overlooked for too many years in our parish. It's time for us to find funding for it. It's time for us to come up with a plan. And it shouldn't be a parish president just saying, hey, I have the answer. It should be sitting down with the animal lovers of our parish, with the Humane Society, and working on a plan together that everyone can live with so that we can do our due diligence to give this parish the animal control that they deserve. I do have ways that we can raise money to fund this without asking the taxpayers to dip into their pocket again. We can make this happen, but it will take teamwork to make it happen, and I fully intend on funding an animal control.
So, Mr. Delatte, you'll have 2 minutes to address that topic of animal control.
Animal control is important, needs funding. I have been trying to fund it for 4 years. It's in the budget, guys. All it does is take a vote of the council or the parish president to present it in the budget. I will present it in the budget. Other things, got voted down again. We receive $30 million off a 3/4 cent sales tax every year. We spending $12 million of it. I don't know where the rest of it is going. I have intentions of getting support to take the $12 million and bond it and have $100 million in August of this year. We already have a $97 million. That's doubling our budget. That's how you take care of things. That's how you be proactive. That's how you have vision. 4 years ago, it wasn't political correct to have animal control. This year is political correct. starting around June or July. I have been saying this for years and years and years, okay? So let's quit with the playing. Let's make out what people really are saying. Let's judge them by their actions and not by their words.
So now, Mr. Delatte, you will have the opportunity to address one topic or one issue that you don't think has adequately been addressed or that you think is important in the role as the parish president.
A little known thing that people's not talking about that parish government can do is the youth of our parish. Not everybody is a football star. Not everybody is an athlete. But we do have a lot of people that have great talent and many different things, but there's no way else for them to go. If a person has talent, he normally has to go to a church or some sort of gym where they can showcase that. If a person wants to ride a horse or show a chicken or a pig, they have to wait to find out if they can rent the Livingston Fairgrounds. That's a private business. It's not any place in our parish that anyone can go. Some schools have to go outside their parish to graduate. Where I'm from is one of them. There's no places there. Multi-purpose buildings is a common thing to get grants for. The sheriff just got one a year or two ago, I think, and built a training facility out of it. Good job, and it was needed. We, the parish, need 3 of these multi-purpose buildings put out throughout the parish, and you can get those from rural development, and they're readily available, and I will make sure we get them. Thank you.
And Mr. Ard, you have 2 minutes to address that topic.
So I think we have a high school here in our parish that has showed that not every kid's going to college, and that's Walker High School. And if anybody ever has the opportunity to tour that facility, you'll see that we are offering other things to students. They have a paint and body shop. They have stuff there. They have a Nike store. It's unbelievable what that they all offer at this school. Since Walker has started these programs, Live Oak has started the programs. I've been involved with Denham, getting involved with some of these programs. Albany has reached out to the networking group to where they can start filming their own sports events. So Walker has created this across our parish where all of our principals are getting involved with this and realizing that we can offer more to students than just for the ones that do go to college. So that program has started, and I would advocate for that and help the schools in any way to make sure that every school gets the same chances that the ones at the Walker and the Denham areas get. And the reason that they have all that is because of the number of students that are at the schools. Not all growth is bad growth. We have those facilities because of growth. We just have to control it, and we have to utilize it to grow our youth to benefit our parish.
Thank you, gentlemen. And so at this time, what we're going to do is give each candidate, starting with Mr. Delatte, then Mr. Ard, the opportunity to have a 2-minute close.
Gotta have a mic. I want to thank everyone out there in the audience, guys. I appreciate you taking your time out. And it takes people just as yourself to care. Whatever you care about, it makes a difference. If you care about your lawn, you have a great lawn. If you care about good government, you're going to have good government. You have to hold us accountable. I want to read something right here real quick. This election isn't just about choosing someone to hold an office for 4 years. It's about turning a corner and moving head first into a future that's overflowing with possibilities. The beauty, the strength of Livingston Parish is unmatched. We owe it to our children and the generations that will come after us to honor that strength and deliver on the promises of the day. I will not stop, and our movement will not stop until that day. That new day is a reality for you, the citizens of Livingston Parish. I read that word for word because I didn't want to get it wrong. This is a 16-year-old granddaughter, and she put her heart and soul into this, guys. And she has been watching everything that's been going on. She watches the attack ads, she watches the good things, and she sees all those things. And she says, Papa, why are you going through these things? Why are you doing this? And I'm telling you why. I'm looking at you. I have the expertise, I have the wisdom, I have done it, I have ran for this job that I have done this job I am running for from 92 to 96. I came into this job when we didn't have a whole lot of asphalt roads. We didn't have ambulance services. A lot of communities didn't have fire services. All those things we was able to do, and plus many, many more, but not by myself, guys. We was able to do it as a team, and it took people participation, and that's what we wanted to do, and thank y'all so much. One more thing, I want to thank my opponent also. My opponent was done.
Mr. Ard, same thing for you, 2 minutes for your close.
Look, I'm sitting up here today because about 18 years ago, I sold my house on Buddy Ellis because of a mega development that was built around it. I moved to the northern part of the parish, and I got away from it. And after I got there, I said, you know, I was there first. Why did I leave? Why didn't I have rights? I started complaining. And then I realized nobody's listening. So the only thing I can do is stand up, quit complaining, run for office, and try to make a difference. 8 months into my first year, we had the worst flood that this parish has ever seen. And all I heard was all the developments caused this flood. Well, guess how many developments Jeff Ard approved in them 8 months? 0. Not one did I approve. Nothing I approved caused that flood. But I have made changes, and hard changes, to make development different in our parish. I have sit up there and fought with councilmen, and I will continue to fight for this parish to make development follow stricter rules and build our parish better than what they built it in the last 20 years. And had we had zoning brought to us 20, 25 years ago, we wouldn't be fighting this today. So I will put in the fight, and I will make this happen for our parish. Thank you.
Guys, thank you very much. And first and foremost, thank you to both of these candidates and to all the candidates. Give them another round of applause. They can attest more than anyone that running for public office is not for the faint of heart. But we would also like to thank Acadian Ambulance for sponsoring tonight's event, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank those members of the Governmental Relations Committee that worked to help plan this and help coordinate it, but most importantly to April, to Christine, and to Lauren, the Chamber staff, for all of their efforts and their hard work as well. A couple of housekeeping notes. We will have the video for tonight's event on the Chamber's website and the social media places, Facebook and YouTube in particular. So especially candidates, if you would like to view or save or tap into that, please follow and check out our Chamber website. You need to be looking there in the first place anyway. We do have a golf tournament, the Chamber Golf Tournament, that is also known as the Party on Every Hole Tournament. So if you've ever been to it, you know what I'm talking about. There'll be food and beverage on each of the 18 holes. It's at Carter Plantation, October 27th. I know I've seen some golf committee members. I think we only have spots for 2 teams left. If you're interested and you're not signed up, please do so quickly. Last but not least, get out and vote. Early voting is open now. The polls on election day will be on the 14th. Okay, so again, thank you to each of you, and thank you to all of our candidates.